I, like many people, like Pokemon. And I, like many people, love the Pseudo-Legendaries. They are a staple of the Pokemon series, and the franchise just wouldn't be the same without them. But what is a Pseudo-Legendary? Well, for those of you who don't know, a Pseudo-Legendary is a Pokemon with a 3-stage evolution line and a base stat total of 600. And today, I'm going to be ranking them based on my opinions. To start off, here are the rules. I will be looking at the Pokemon's design, shiny, and other minor features such as Mega Evolution. However, I will not be including things such as the other Pokemon in the evolution line and the Pokemon's effectiveness in battle. Anyway, with that out of the way, let's get started. 10. I've honestly never been a big fan of Alola, and Como-O just looks kinda weird. Sure, its shiny is cool, but the Pokemon itself is just weird. I understand how people could like it, but to me, it's just a giant lizard covered in giant scales. 9. Growing up, I was a Gen 5 kid, so I feel kind of bad putting Hydragon this low on the list. But with that said, it has its fair share of problems. The shiny may be cool, but I never really understood how it flew. I don't even know what to call the things on its back, because they definitely aren't wings. Plus, I don't think having heads for hands is very helpful either. Finally, the difficulty of evolving into this thing is just brutal. Like, absolutely brutal. 8. Tyranitar is fine, but it feels like Game Freak just went with a somewhat basic design, because it feels like this Pokemon is a little too similar to Godzilla. Plus, the shiny form is the worst of them all. Even worse than Garchomp, and that's saying something. And besides, its Mega Evolution is just Tyranitar with spikes. Lastly, it's from Johto, which is not exactly a region that I would prefer to get my Pokemon from. Listen, I'm not knocking Johto. It's a good region, but it's just not one that I like too much. Well, then again, it does have some pretty nice Pokemon, and it introduced shinies. Whatever, I'm moving on. 7. Once again, the green shiny is cool, but whenever I catch a Salamence, I would never go out of my way to use it. Its design was never appealing to me, and the colors don't work well either. Its Mega is a bit better because it looks like a giant moon, but with its limbs tucked in, flipping it over would lead to an easy victory. 6. Ah yes, Metagross. I'm not going out of my way to call him bad, but I don't want to call him good either. Although he unsurprisingly has one of the better Pseudo-Legendary shinies, something about his design never sat right with me. Like Salamence, I can't exactly put my finger on it. Its Mega Evolution's really cool though. I'll give it points for that. 5. Now we're starting to get into the Pseudo-Legendaries that I like. I don't tend to like Pokemon that are talked about way too much, which is why I hate Charizard. But I've surprisingly managed to like Garchomp, even with how overused he is. And even though his shiny form went out the window, the Mega Evolution makes up for that. Its shiny is good, and as long as it only uses its hands for Pokemon battles, it's good. Also, you probably know this, but don't battle Cynthia. Or Volo. 4. And here we are, the one that started it all. What's not to like about Dragonite? Its immense power, its happy-go-lucky attitude, and its puke green shiny somehow being good and bad at the same time. It's awesome. And better yet, the fact that it doesn't have any alternate forms or evolutions just shows that sometimes classic is best. 3. Even though its shiny is almost as bad as Tyranitar's, Excalibur being this high just shows how epic he really is. I love the color scheme, and the typing is amazing. Not only did Game Freak go with a Godzilla-like design, but they made it an epic Ice Godzilla with a giant blade on its back. And if that isn't epic, I don't know what is. In fact, I have one on my team in Pokemon Violet. His name is Icezilla. He's pretty cool if I do say so myself. Heh, I'm funny. 2. Hey look, it's Yoshi, but as a Pokemon. Get it? Because they both use babies as ammo? Let me start by saying that Dragapult Shiny is my favorite of all the Pseudo-Legendaries. It's so subtle, yet so effective. It's amazing. Plus, this thing zooms around so fast, if you blink, you'll miss it. And as a third thing, I love how Dragapult's a dragon, but it's also a ghost and a jet, which makes it 3 times as cool. Finally, I had Pokemon Shield, and based on the Pokedex entry, I love how adorable it is that the Dreepy and Dragapult's horns enjoy being launched out at Mach speeds. I mean, Yoshi's eggs can't talk, so I don't know how they feel, but it's nice to know that the Dreepy are having fun. 1. Here we are, number 1. Here it is. Anyway, just thinking about Goodra makes me happy. Like Dragonite, he's incredibly powerful, yet so cute and huggable. Not all powerful things need to be intimidating, and this Pokemon proves my point. You could be hugging it gracefully 1 minute, but dead in the next. Thankfully, it isn't easy to make Goodra mad. It's so happy all the time, and I haven't even talked about its shiny yet. For some reason, the green just fits incredibly well here. Sure, being hugged by purple goo is great, but a green pile of goo? You know what? Never mind. Being hugged by a green pile of goo sounds gross. But my point still stands. Goodra is my favorite Pseudo-Legendary, and you can't change my mind. Oh, and then there's Hisuian Goodra, which I like because even with the tired expression, he's got a shell now, which makes him even better. I mean, just look at when he sleeps. He's just tucked up in there, nice and warm like a snail. He's so cute. Hey, look, you made it to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Now, before I end the video, I do have a few things to say. One, I want to put an honorable mention by Haxorus, because, well, throughout my childhood, I thought he was a pseudo-legendary, but apparently his stat total is 60 points short. So, honorable mention to Haxorus. He's cool. The shiny's great. Secondly, if you disagree with any of the places where I put certain Pokemon, someone's gonna have something to say about Gen 3, then please feel free to leave your suggestions in the comments, and I will try to respond to them. Third, I'm actually kind of glad that I've been watching the Pokemon anime lately, because it's shown me how people and Pokemon interact, and it's shown me the personalities of these Pokemon, which actually influenced where I put some of them. For example, Ash's Dragonite is super cuddly and friendly, and his Charizard is... Wow, his Charizard gets really angry really quickly. But that's not a pseudo-legendary, so I'm not talking about that. I'm just glad that the anime's been there, and I could watch it to help with my decisions. Finally, I just wanted to share a little fun fact. Did you know that 8 of the pseudo-legendaries are Dragon-type, and 4 of them have green shinies? Yeah. 8 out of 10 are dragons, and 4 out of 10 are green. That's a bit of overkill. They could have made more diverse Pokemon shinies. I mean, 2 of them are yellow, which is Goodra and Komalo. Wait, did green shinies get food poisoning or something? Hey, seriously, did they? Oh, okay. They were just made like that? Really? Ugh. Weird. Anyway, I'm glad you enjoyed the video. If you did, then just let me know in the comments. I'd like to see your opinions on things. And I hope you have an amazing day. Brush your teeth, everybody. And, well, I hope you have a happy new year. Wait, I keep forgetting how to turn off the camera. I really gotta learn how to use it. Oh, here's the button.